This video is about IB questions for arithmetic sequence. For A, on her first day in a hospital, Kiri receives usable 1 milligrams of a drug. The amount of the drug Kiri receives increases by the same amount. D, each day. On the 7th day, she receives 21 milligrams of the drug, and on the 11th day, she receives 29 milligrams. Write down an equation in terms of usable 1 and D for the amount of drug that she receives on the 7th day. According to increases by the same amount D, we know this is an arithmetic sequence. On the 7th day, which means usable 7, she receives 21 milligrams equals 21. On the 11th day, which means usable 11 equals 29. So for 4A, we know usable 7 equals 21. The formula for arithmetic sequence usable n equals usable 1 plus n minus 1 times D. Therefore, usable 7 equals usable 1 plus 6D. So we get usable 1 plus 6D equals 21. For B, write down an equation in terms of usable 1 and D for the amount of the drug that she receives on the 11th day. Usable 11 equals usable 1 plus 10D. Because you see this is a n, this is a n minus 1. Therefore, this is a 7, here is a 6. 11, this is a 10. So we get usable 1 plus 10D equals 29. For 4C, write down the value of D and the value of usable 1. We will solve this system of equation. Subtract both sides. Cancel. Negative 4D equals 21 minus 29, negative 8. So we divide by negative 4 both sides. D equals 2. Then we plug D equals 2 to the first equation. So we have usable 1 plus 6 times 2 equals 21. Usable 1 plus 12 equals 21. Then subtract 12 both sides. Usable 1 equals 9. We can also use a graphing calculator to figure this out. We know usable 7 equals 21. Usable 11 equals 29. We can set up the coordinates. 7, 21, 11, 29. This is n, this is a usable n. Go to stat. 7, 11, 21, and 29. Then go back to stat, calculate, go to 4. The slope is a common difference, so D equals 2. This one gives you the general form of usable n. So usable n equals 2n plus 7. We know usable n equals 2n plus 7. Remember this slope is a common difference. This is a common difference. So D equals 2. Then you have to work out usable 1. Usable 1 equals 2 times 1 plus 7 equals 9. Let's go to question 6. Sergey is training to be a weightlifter. Each day, he trains at the local gym by lifting a metal bar that has heavy weights attached. He carries out successive lifts. After each lift, the same amount of weight is added to the bar to increase the weight to be lifted. The same amount of weight is added, which means this is an arithmetic sequence. The weights of each Sergey's lifts form an arithmetic sequence. Sergey's friend usually records the weight of each lift. Unfortunately, last Monday, Yuri misplaced all but 2 of the recordings of Sergey's lifts. On that day, Sergey lifted 21 kilograms on the 3rd lift and 46 kilograms on the 8th lift. For that day, find how much weight was added after each lift. How much weight was added after each lift? Basically, I'm looking for common difference. On the 3rd lift, which means u sub 3 equals 21. On the 8th lift means u sub 8 equals 46. We know u sub 3 equals 21. U sub 3 for u sub n of arithmetic sequence equals u sub 1 plus n minus 1d. So for u sub 3 equals u sub 1 plus 2d. U sub 8 equals u sub 1 plus 7d. So we can write down u sub 1 plus 2d equals 21. For u sub 8 equals 46, we can figure out u sub 1 plus 7d equals 46. This is the first equation, second equation. Subtract each other. Cancel. Negative 5d equals negative 25. Divided by negative 5 on both sides. D equals 5. Then we plug in to the first equation. U sub 1 plus 2 times 5 equals 21. U sub 1 plus 10 equals 21. U sub 1 equals 11. This is the answer to 6b. For 6b, we are looking for the weight of Sergey's first lift. We can also use a graphing calculator to figure this out. U sub 3 equals 21. U sub 8 equals 46. So let's get this table. 3, 21, 8, 46. This is n, this is u sub n. We will put this n to L1, u sub n to L2. Go to Stat, Edit, 3, 8, 21, 46. Go back to Stat, Calculate, press 4, linear regression line. Then you can get the general form. U sub n equals 5n plus 6. By Stat, U sub n equals 5n plus 6. Therefore, d equals 5. Slope is a common difference. U sub 1 equals 5 times 1 plus 6 equals 11.